These will always
The white ones will always be the stern.
White ones will always be the stern because it gives you the length. You can come into a place like this, and now what we can do is we have a cross. And what we have is we have one line that'll kind of hold it off. One line that'll kind of hold on. Now, also, can I show you what this does for you, Mark? Okay, all of a sudden we get a big wind, and you've got a boat right there in that slip. Yeah, now, the final, no, here's the final thing. This is a forward spring line. They spring you. It's not a bow line. So, Mark, set her up for the bow. Pop the cleat, and you can put the loop through, and then you're going to hand it back to her. And this will be the typical docking configuration for any slip.
See, we had a smaller boat. We only had to really worry about two.
Yeah.
I use a spring line over at Gulf.
And by the way, this would be the setup you do on a 50-foot sport fish. Exactly what we did, by the way. Now, bring it right through, and that's a decent lead. It kind of leads out. Now, probably it would have been nice to go in front of that bar.
Yeah. I realized that after I did.
All right, dear. Now go ahead and let's practice our tie again. So
I'm going to tie it to here?
Yeah, and let's do this. We don't like lines tight. Leave me a little, just a little, and go ahead and start with your tie. One full wrap. Now across. Now give me a hitch. And you can put on an extra cross, but I'm not gonna nitpick that. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And you did a nice job. That's fine.
Nice and neat.
Now watch what happens here. We get a strong wind. Boom. Mark, probably this back line. Bring it a little more. Boom. Pulls on that side. Now pulls there. And the boat kind of free floats off and sits in the slip well.
So how tight do I know to make the back?
On a floating dock, you could basically get them about as tight as you want. So, like you saw how far the boat came off, we don't want our guests jumping across water. So,
the front should be a little loose, the back.
a little tighter. Now, the spring, remember the one that I told you about, the spring? The spring will almost always be sprung tight.
That's the first one.
This is the springer.
Okay, that's the spring. Okay.
That is.
And then,
Look at now, Mark. You see now? We can't even touch. If there was a nice 40-foot Sea Ray next to us or something, or a bigger pontoon boat, I can't push this boat in any way. Okay, I try to pull it out of the slip. Okay, now it comes up on that. Oh, and it also tied into the back. See that? I push it out. Spring grabs it. And you see it just sits in this constant motion of its height. This is how it's done. Typically 2 crosses. Now you're gonna say, Chris, like at the big catch, we're gonna have a different tie way there.
they have piling.
We're gonna have this setup very similar on a, but probably that will just go around a pole and back to the cleat, and you'll be watching it.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not a slip. It's a T dock, and it's a small dock, and that's.
All right, so my question is, that might be a dumb question, but this spring line, how do I know which way to put the spring? Is it, because I know we went backwards, is it, if the wind was...
Let's answer this. If I put it back this way, I can lead you to your own, answer. Spring lines always come from basically forward and go back. Because, check this out. If I take this, and all I'm gonna do is, by the way, we didn't even move the front line. I put it exactly back where she had it tied, about the same length, the same. If I come here, let's just say, if I come here, watch this. What's keeping us from smashing the Hondas? Me.
Oh.
Me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Doesn't work.
No. So you don't ever want to tie it back that way. It's always going to go forward.
It's basically always from that cleat forward.
All right.
Like always,
Okay.
basically. Now, in a real tight situation where you're along a pier and you have like a guy and say they boxed you in and you're within 2 feet on both ends of the boat, I put in a double spring. That really doesn't let you move. And they can be as tight as can be. Do you know why they can be so tight? Because they're long lines. As the tide even changes. A short line, you can't, it's finally gonna pull down on the boat. But a long spring
Uh-huh.
will let you cantilever up. So we like long lines. Long lines give us ability to float.
Gotcha. Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do. This is kind of your guys' deal. We're here. Let's just do this. Let's fix the spring. Back up here. Let's fix the spring. Let's take this boat to sea and let's move it over one dock. Let's try this all again.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna let you guys basically, and we're just gonna work our way through. So how